Salam alaikum. Pensame los acutares. Ya tu sabe. How you guys doing? Another day, another dollar. Making a donuts like always in the city of brotherly love. About 83 degrees on the barometer here on the vehicle. Had to kick on the AC a little bit because if not, I won't be able to do this short video. Okay. Today's topic is a question. And the question was, how do you consecrate Chamalongos, Nputos, Nsandis, and whatever other terminology or words or names do they have for the coconut hard shell that a lot of the Chamalongo practitioners, paleros, and ganguleros and ganguleras use to divinate, to divine, to speak to the Mfumbe, to speak to other spiritual guides also. I understand also there are some people that are not in Chamalongo and use these same coconut shells to speak to their ancestors or their spiritual guides or whatever, because I have seen others use this and other methods. They are not paleros or paleras or ganguleros or none of that. So it's predominantly used by an Chamalongo practitioner, but it doesn't mean that not a other tradition does not use it. They use it because they see the effectiveness and they see the use of communication with the Chamalongos. Whichever way do they communicate with them. They might not communicate the same way, using the same names and the same style as a lot of ganguleros use, which I mean paleros use. They might use different terminology and use them a totally different way, but they do use also the coconut, the hard shell, the 4 pieces. Some use more than 4. You know, there's people out here that you see use 21, use 16, you know, use 7. It's you know, it's totally fine because this is just a system or something natural that they use to build a system of communication with their either ancestors, their spirits, their guides, their Mfumbes, whatever you want to call it. So how will you consecrate something in order to be able to use it in a manner to speak to any of these means in spirituality in the sense? There are different ways, okay? Different ways, and a lot of traditions have their own way of doing these consecrations on Chamalongos, on Nputos, Nsandis, wherever way you want to call it. I understand, yes, that they call the shells in the sea Chamalongos, that those were the original. There's a lot of debates on that and all that. It's fine. Let's leave the debates. We're just speaking about the 4 coconut shells, or those who have and use extra coconut shells in their divination system. Now, the question was, how do you consecrate these Chamalongos? I could give you a couple of ways that people consecrate Chamalongos, but I can't give you every single way that people in the traditions and out of the traditions will consecrate them, their divining or divination tools. It's no way, because I do not know. But I could tell you that if you want to consecrate some Chamalongos, and this is just speaking as a normal spiritual person that's going to use the Chamalongos to speak to whatever you're using it for, the best practice is always to find yourself, if you can't make them yourself, the hard shell, you don't cut them out, you can't make them, you go buy them, is to make sure that when you buy them, and I said this already in a couple of videos, older the videos, buy Chamalongos that do not have no shellac, no stain on it or anything. There's doesn't have that on there. You want them uncontaminated as possible. You want them natural, the way they are. The next thing what you will do is you will wash them. This is one way. I'm just giving you one way. You will wash them. Wash them with water, Andy. Wash them with masamamba. Wash it with humiero. Wash it with plants to consecrate them. Wash it with river water. If you could go to a river and grab half a bucket of water. Take that bucket of water with you. Put some plants inside there, some good plants that are for positive things. And rip them up, soak them, move them around. How you say estregar? Estregar, you know, with your hand friction with the plants and the water. And you could take some of that masamamba and rub it on the chamalongos and clean it, and you could say, what are you doing? And what is the purpose of you cleaning these chamalongos and using them for what? And who is it for? If it's for the particular Nfumbe, if it's for a particular ancestor, if it's for a particular energy, whatever you may call it, you could use plants to clean that chamalongos or those chamalongos. You could blow tobacco smoke inside, either inside the bucket or the pan that you're using to make that consecration water. You could blow tobacco in there, and you could use that and clean the chamalongos with it, and you could consecrate that with that. There are prayers. They are said while you doing the masamamba or while you are cleaning the chamalongos or consecrating them with that elixir or solution or whatever you may have. Are they needed? No. You could speak directly in your mother tongue or the language that you speak, and you could say words that come from the heart and are true and honest while you are doing the solution, and then while you're rubbing that solution over those chamalongos. I'm going to tell you, some people hold the tradition that they take the chamalongos and they bury them for 21 days. They take the chamalong, they go to the woods, they give a derecho to the woods, whatever it may be, either monetary or anything. So they'll give a derecho to the woods. They'll make a hole. They'll put the chamalongos inside there. They'll put some tobacco or a whole tobacco cigar in there. They'll put maíz tostado. They'll put cascarilla. They'll put sometimes jutilla. They'll sometimes put honey, and they'll bury them, and other things that they put, and they'll bury them inside there, and they'll leave them there for 21 days. Once the 21 days are over, they go back and they take them out. Some, if they are initiated, tatas or yayas, would do a sacrificial animal. Once they open the hole, they'll sacrifice an animal and give that also as an offering or as a proposition, not just as an offering, but also as a means of completing the consecration of the chamalongos. You know, these different people do different things different ways. People just pick up sometimes chamalongos, say a prayer, because that's the only thing that right now they need, and they don't have them, and they need to use them and to speak or for whatever purpose, and could pick up a set of chamalongos and say a prayer over them and use them. Is that the correct way? I don't know. But, you know, it's the intentions that you have. You understand? And you need them. Are chamalongos the only thing people use? No. People use pennies, nickels, quarters, bones, shells, seeds, sticks, different types of things that people use to divinate and to speak. You know, there are times that you couldn't go through all the procedure. You know, you needed to know something immediately, and you didn't have your chamalongos with you, or one of them broke or something. You had to buy some immediately from a botanica, and you had to say a prayer over them, and you had to use it. You know, some people just take them, grab them, blow rum on them, blow smoke on them, speak or say a prayer or don't say nothing, and that's it. Some people take them, clean them, put them on top of whatever if they have some type of Nkisi, Nganga, Santo, or whatever, they'll put it there, they'll sacrifice something to it, and boom, that's it, they'll activate them that way. There are millions and many ways of doing things depending on what is the lineage that you're following, and if none, what comes to your heart. If it's something that you're not consecrated in doing, I will not be sacrificing animals. I will be using the more safer method of washing them with river water, with some type of plants, abre camino, rompesar away, lavender, you know, things of this nature, positive things. You want to consecrate them. Is you want to make a holy water, in quotations, which is nothing more holier than sea, river, and rain. Nothing more holier than that, if you want to look at it in that sense. It's natural. And then the plants, natural, you know. So didn't, you know, there are different ways of doing things. And like I said, depending what lineage you're in, what tradition you follow. And like I said, if none, I would advise not to sacrifice no animals. I would advise just to consecrate them with an elixir, with you saying a prayer over them while you're cleaning them. And what are they for? If you want to blow some tobacco on it, you can. If you want to blow some rum on it, you can. You could do whatever you want, whatever comes from the heart. If you're a person that doesn't care and you feel as though you want to sacrifice something to your ancestors or to activate the chamalongos, that's up to you. That's your call. I wouldn't do it because I don't really know the consequences of the sacrificing the animal in that sense. If I wasn't consecrated and had license to do that, I will go on the safe side and just get, like I've done before. I've gone to the river, got me a whole 5-gallon bucket of water, put a lid on it, one of them old sheetrock plaster buckets that I cleaned out real nice and sanitized, and I would put it in my trunk, and with the lid, and I will go get me I'll take a icara and fill up the whole bucket of water, and of course pay el derecho, you know, before taking the water, and then bring that water with me. And if I didn't have anything else, at least I used that water. If I had something else to add to the water, to, you know, clean them and consecrate them, then I would. You know, I will do everything that's possible to consecrate them to the best of my ability and my knowledge. And if I have the time, I could do the more elaborate consecrations on them if I need to, or if I had the time to do it. But it's really, it's not something so difficult and so, you know, one way and that's it. No, it's different ways, you know. Everybody has their way of doing things, and I gave you a couple of ways. It's up to you how you feel and what you want to do. Now, like I said, I will not be sacrificing animals to anything if I do not know the consequences of sacrificing an animal they taken from nature, that was created, and you don't know really what are the consequences and what happens. I will go the smart route. Cascarilla, you could get cascarilla, put cascarilla over them, you could wash them. Like I said, you could do different things to them. It doesn't have to do. If you're a church-going person and you believe that you could get holy water from the church, by all means, get yourself some holy water, bring it home, clean the chamalongos with the holy water, say a prayer, an Our Father or something. And I'm being respectful. If that's what you believe, you could do that. You understand? And you use them for whatever you are going to use them for. I hope that I made myself clear and gave you a couple of options of do's and don'ts and what could you do. And there are many more, But just to keep it short, and salam alaikum, alaikum salam, que sambi lo akutare always to you guys. I pray that your spiritual guides and your ancestors are guiding you in the correct and the right path. Be safe, guys. Have a great day. Thumb up the video. Just for the algorithm, you know me. It's all I ask. Thank you.